and that we are powerful sorcerers of our own re-enchantment. Good morning, Mad and Ma. Good morning, Jehadol. How's it going? Falcha, Mocharj. Welcome, my friends. So let's share. I want to share my experiences with the 3 Cauldrons meditation. I was weird because when I was recording the actual meditation, there was a lot of receiving of information specific to myself and my own pathway. And I did record that, but it was different from what I received when I actually went in and did the meditation itself. And so that was interesting, and I take them both. All of the wisdom, please. All of the input, all important. So I received 3 main themes or symbols or gifts that I'm not surprised about, because it is a repeat of messages that I've been receiving lately. And I was just surprised about where they were coming from, to be honest. So the magical child has been giving me previously the feelings of nostalgia and the feelings of childhood as a guide. So my feelings and memories, I've been chasing down and actually collecting things like this, things like this, things like this. I've actually been buying vintage books, following the guidance of this nostalgia, these feelings from childhood that are guidance, that are wisdom, because they're pointing me back to joy and delight and passion. Our childhood selves are very aware of what is exciting to us and what we like and what we want to spend time doing and the things that make us feel alive. My childhood self, my magical child, has been redirecting me back to that. And they gave me a gift in the Cauldron meditation. They gave me a gift, which was a quill and a stone. The quill was in the stone. It was a white quill with a gray granity stone. And I was like, okay, all right. And then I looked it up, and of course the stone is an inkwell. So I'm working with that as a symbol, along with the feeling sense in my body, the emotional response in my body to the wisdom that she's sharing and where she's pointing me. So that was interesting and unexpected. So the Kalyach, the old wise woman, the hag, the crone, which I love, like I've had there's been some pushback from women my age and older to the phrasing of crone and hag, and they're beautiful. I love them so much. I love getting older because I'm putting aside all of the bullshit things that I thought were important and really honoring who I am and what I want, and I'm getting off track. Anyway, so the Kalyach came, and I'll give you one word of advice doing this meditation. Pause my talking. I need to pause more. If I'm going to do more of these, when I ask you to listen or to look or to see or to feel, I need to shut the fuck up. So pause this recording and give yourself as much time as you need to connect with what's happening. There's a little bit too much talking and not enough being quiet to allow you to connect. So just FYI, feel free with that pause button. So where was I? Right, the Kalyach. Nothing was coming from her, and I had very distinct messages and feeling senses from her regarding authority and teaching and sharing what has been given to us in a wisdom sense, and sharing that. And there was a deep, while I was recording this, there was a deep sense of necessity and desire to share, to bring what has been interior, exterior. And there's also visions of big books of like spell books, but they're not spells. Anyway, books were very, very much, and actually hand sewing, which has been on my mind for several months. Anyways, that's an aside. And I expected those same visions to come through and kind of crystallize and become clearer. That's not what happened at all. What I got instead was Sorcerer image. And it came through clearly and powerfully and almost shockingly, was an image of the Cailleach as the sorcerer in the world, like a sorcerer, not the sorcerer, a sorcerer. And it was like doubling down on the magic and the power. And I was a little bit resistant. I was like, what the fuck? And this has been an ongoing, recurring issue in my life, is owning my power and loosening resistance to personal power and personal power in the world. And I have a fraught relationship with power, and that's on my plate this year. And that's what this image is of the Cailleach as a sorcerer, is coming into harmonious relationship with my sorcerer. And I looked up sorcerer, which was interesting because it's not, it is magic, it is witchcraft, it is all that stuff. But fundamentally, it is being in charge of your own fortune. It is impacting your own lot in life. That is the root, sortis, Latin, for lot, fortune, fate. And to be your own sorcerer is to be in control and to own that power for yourself. So not at the whims of fancy, exterior, whatevers. It's owning that. And that resonated so strongly. And I'm feeling emotional about that right now because it's really coming home about how important that is for me to root and embrace and dissolve resistance to. And the third was vocation, the cauldron of vocation. So we have the cauldron of warming, which is the magical child, the cauldron of Gart, then the cauldron of Ernma. Nope, the cauldron of Shosh. The cauldron of Shosh, which is the cauldron of wisdom and inspiration and knowledge, which is the cauldron of the Cailleach. And then in the middle, we have the cauldron of vocation, which is the interface between land and spirit, and the doing, the vocation, following the calling of the two and bringing it into the world, the cauldron of Ernma, the cauldron of vocation, which is you in the world. You are the cauldron of vocation. And that one was trust. Trust. That's another kind of repeated message that I've been getting lately that is coming back into the forefront, is trusting the guidance and following through with the guidance that I'm given, and to trust, even though rational mind wants to have a different story, say a different thing. Trusting Trust. Trusting the process, trusting that there is wisdom greater than my rational mind can comprehend, and that there's more going on here than just our bodies. There's more going on here than just this physical realm, and trust that those relationships are real and happening and offering wisdom and guidance, and that we are powerful sorcerers of our own reenchantment. So that was great. I was pretty, it still is sinking in. It's sinking in. You have to have a couple sleeps. I need a couple sleeps before I can articulate messages and wisdom given to me through ceremony. I need a couple sleeps to integrate it, to understand. In the solstice teaching, there's a ton of exercises that you can choose from, that you can do each year. I did a couple new ones and included them this year. Vocational sorcery. So following the call of spirit and doing it in the world is your sorcery. Literally. That's the magic of Agus, Anam, Fite, Bràth. Land and spirit woven and sewn together forever. Power, freedom, and magic. Soul sovereignty. Agus, Anam, Fite, Bràth. All right, so that was my experience with the 3 Cauldron meditation this year. I would love to hear yours. This is all in the Holy Shit Handbook on Radical ReEnchantment. The best part of this for me, the more I allow the great mystery to be in relationship with me in the physical world, the more magical it becomes. The more magical my experience is, the more synchronistic, the more valuable, the more I enjoy being here. I didn't like the world as a physical only place, as a materialist manifestation, as a material reductionist experience. That sucks. That sucked. It did. It was awful. Much more fun, much more enjoyable, much more at home in a world that is consciousness-based, that is land and spirit woven and sewn together forever. You know. I know you know. If you want to know more, check out Radical ReEnchantment. This in particular, the three Cauldrons meditation, is in the Holy Shit Handbook, which is at base encouraging you to practice living in an enchanted world. Like, that's it. Like, do you think that's real? Do you want to give it a try? Just try. Just do it. Respond to all the mystical, magical, synchronistic, coincidental, there's no coincidence, things that happen in your life as if they are real wisdom and the universe reaching out to be in relationship with you. That's the most woo, and it's actually what's happening. It is a returning of our loving relationship, an honorable seeking of relationship, love relationship with the land. Spirit and land together. We're returning to relationship. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Anyway, if you're interested in that, check out Radical ReEnchantment. That's all I care about. It's all I talk about. And practice. Practice doing this in the world. Practice it. Don't wait for anyone to give you permission. Don't wait for there to be proof. Proof is just consensus. I'm getting way off track. I'm stopping now. Okay. Check it out. Okay, love you. Bye.